Welcome to Nature Health Benefits Live. In this set of 3 videos, we're exploring why being out in nature is good for your physical, mental, and emotional health. Today we have expert Michelle Kondo from the USDA Forest Service here to teach us about her research on the impact of greening on mental health. We're so excited to share her expertise with you. And she's joined today with our host, also from the Forest Service, Farah Masumi.
In our first video, we talked a little bit about why the outdoors can benefit your physical health. In our second video, we explored why the outdoors can benefit your mental and emotional health. Well, today we're going to follow one study that was done by researchers who wanted to know how people were affected mentally by having exposure to green spaces. Green spaces are areas outdoors that people can use for a variety of purposes. Green spaces include parks, playgrounds, gardens, wooded areas, and grassy fields. Spending time in green spaces can benefit your health. But many people in the United States live in urban environments, and some of those neighborhoods have little to no green space. Our scientists wanted to conduct an experiment in the city of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, because in many places in Philadelphia, several buildings stand close together. There are some trees and other vegetation, but majority of the space is taken up by buildings. So the scientists, such as our good friend Michelle Kondo, focused on vacant lots throughout Philadelphia. Vacant lots are spaces without buildings or other development. Many community organizations see the potential to turn these vacant lots into beneficial places for the community. They wanted to study the effects of 2 kinds of vacant lot treatments, greening and trash cleanup, on nearby residents' feelings about their own mental health.
The question was, does cleaning and greening help make communities healthier and safer? So the idea was that when vacant lots appear to be cared for and when they're cleaned up and when they look healthy, do they have a positive impact on the people that live nearby? One of the major reasons that we conducted this work in Philadelphia was because the land care program, which was run by PHS, or the Pennsylvania Horticultural Society, was so great. It had developed a very good capacity to clean and green lots of vacant lots all over the city.
The scientists obtained a list of all vacant city lots in Philadelphia from city records, and they made a list of vacant lots eligible for their study.
Just like chemists might use their bench and their beakers and things to run experiments, we are viewing the city of Philadelphia, the entire city, as our beaker to run our experiment. And the main ingredients are the vacant lots.
Once they had a list of 541 eligible lots, the scientists divided the lots into clusters that were randomly assigned to one of 3 study groups. That's because whenever scientists perform an experiment, they like to have a control group and variable groups. In an experiment, the control group is made up of the subjects that are likely to have a known outcome. The variable group are the subjects that were exposed to something different that may or may not have caused a different outcome. That way they could compare the results. In the case of this experiment, the scientists put some vacant lots into a control group and gave them no treatment. Then they put the other vacant lots into 2 variable groups. One variable group received a trash pickup treatment, which means that the lots had trash and debris removed, the grass mowed where possible, and they had regular maintenance performed. The other variable group received a greening treatment, which means the lots had the same upgrades as the trash pickup treatment, but also a few more upgrades, such as they had new grass and small trees planted, and they had a low wooden perimeter fence with openings installed.
You can sit on the fence, but you can also walk through the lot. So it's not completely closing in the lot, but it will prevent trucks from coming and dumping garbage and things like that onto the lot.
Both the trash pickup treatment and the greening treatment were done by the Pennsylvania Horticultural Society over a 2-month period in the spring of 2013. The scientists wanted to see the effects these treatments might have on the mental health of local residents, which is interesting because we have a wide range of experts working just on one study. Not only did we have a social scientist, but we also had a physician and a professor of epidemiology, which in simple terms is the study of the spread of diseases. So many professions were working towards one goal. But how do we check the effects of nature on mental health?
We did a lot of talking to residents and people that live near vacant lots. as well as people that live near clean and green vacant lots. We did some interviews and heard from people what their concerns were and really what it was like to live near vacant lots.
The scientists interviewed 342 residents both before the treatments took place and after the treatments have been completed. The residents answered questions about their perceptions of their own mental health over the last 30 days.
So we asked them all sorts of questions about what they thought about their neighborhood, about their neighbors. How well did they get along with their neighbors? How are they feeling in terms of their own mental health? Are they feeling sad or happy or things like this? How comfortable do they feel going around in their neighborhood, walking during the day or walking at night? How safe do they feel?
Scientists compared the answers of the residents in the greening treatment group with the control group, and they found a significant decrease in feelings of depression and feelings of worthlessness.
Which is also interesting and tells us a bit about how our neighborhood environments and the extent to which they're cared for, that they affect our mental health.
They also compared the answers in residents in the trash pickup treatment group with the control group, but there didn't seem to be a significant difference. Scientists proposed a few reasons why the greening treatment group was associated with more improvements in mental health than the trash pickup treatment. One reason may be that the greening treatments created new green space that didn't exist previously, while the trash pickup treatment just cleaned existing lots. Other studies have shown the positive health effects associated with green spaces, so having more green spaces would seem to benefit people's overall health. Another reason that the greening treatment was associated with better mental health outcomes may be that greening spaces encourage more people to go outside and enjoy them.
Anthropologists went and sat and observed all day and just watched how people move around vacant lots. Do they cross the street so they don't have to walk right next to a vacant lot? And or are certain things happening in vacant lots that are not healthy?
Scientists think that showing the residents that someone cared for the lots may have made the residents feel like someone cared for them too.
I've heard people say that when my neighborhood looks neglected, I feel neglected as well. So our environment and our neighborhoods really reflect on and affect the way we think about ourselves, as well as the other people that live in our neighborhoods.
Interestingly, another thing that the effort may have impacted was crime.
We looked at crime rates at the vacant lots in the study before the clean and green happened compared to after the clean and green happened. We found around a 13% decrease in crime overall, 29% decrease in gun violence, 22% decrease in burglaries, as well as a 30% decrease in what we call nuisance crimes.
The decrease in crime was found around clean and green lots located in neighborhoods where residents were living below the poverty line. But we don't have to wait for formal programs to create green spaces. We can all do our part to make our environments greener.
What if neighbors are engaged more to sort of take ownership and participate in the actual cleaning and greening and keeping a vacant lot maintained and managed over time? What difference might that make in terms of the public health effects that we see from programs like this?
Making a difference in public health affects us all. And remember, the work our scientists did that's benefiting so many people all started with someone asking a question about how green spaces impacted stress levels. So it pays to ask questions, and you can do that too. If you think of a question you would like to ask about how nature affects our health, it could always lead to an experiment and even to something that helps people stay healthy. You never know, you might just help improve the mental health of your community.
And another thing you can do is this week's challenge. Make a list of types of things you currently do when you are outdoors. What types of activities would you like to add to this list? Visit the Discover the Forest website for some new ideas. For more detailed information about these challenges, visit the Natural Inquirer website and take care of your mental health by learning more.
But you know what helps my mental health? That more Nature Health Benefits live videos are on their way.
In 1 week, join us for a live question and answer program where our experts will answer your questions live. Leave a question in the comments section of this video and we'll try to answer it during the stream. If you think of a question later, you can also write it in the comments section of the stream while we're live. All of our videos and streams will be available on the Natural Inquirer YouTube channel.
Nature Health Benefits Live is brought to you by a partnership with the Natural Inquirer and the USDA Forest Service. The Forest Service manages about 193 million acres of national forests and grasslands throughout the United States. We also work in partnership with tribal and state governments and private landowners to benefit another 600 million acres, not to mention our work internationally.
Meanwhile, the Natural Inquirer is a program that takes scientific research papers and rewrites them in easy-to-understand language for students at many different grade levels. All of their materials are free to order or download on their website. Speaking of which, their site also has some recommendations for activities you can do outdoors and indoors to connect with nature.
In fact, most of our episodes in the series are based on their latest publication, A Green Bill of Health. If you wanted to dive even further into the study these scientists did in Philadelphia, check out the Natural Inquirer's free issue. So after you finish this video, you might as well keep exploring these other amazing resources. In the meantime, get outside and stay healthy.